Hey everyone, my name is Edwin. I'm super excited to launch the Barca Report, the #1 place to come with news and updates about the best team in Spain, really. I've been a Barcelona fan for a few years now, and I'm super excited to get started with this project and to have you all along with me. This channel will mainly cover everything having to do with the team, whether it be the on-field performances and the off-field news about the squad and extensions. Hopefully, I'll be able to fill you in about some of the news regarding the January transfer market, which we'll hopefully dig into in another video. But first of all, let's cover some of the recent big news. Specifically, Araujo is going to stay with FC Barcelona until 2031. The agreement has been signed, confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. You guys know that this was a really big saga during the month of January as Juventus were interested in signing our Uruguayan center back. But it turns out after the Supercopa de España, Araujo remained convinced with Barcelona's project and decided to extend his stay in Catalunya. I think this is great news personally from my own perspective. I see him as a really solid choice as a defender and a really great piece to rotate with Cubarsí and Íñigo Martínez. Specifically, Íñigo Martínez is an older player. We know that we're going to need more pieces at center back to keep up with Flick's highline defense, and I think Araujo is the man for the job, as he has proven in these past few games, and especially the Supercopa, where he absolutely pocketed Vinicius Jr. There's no doubt about that. Up next with contract extensions, there's Pedri, Gavi, Lamine, and Eric Garcia, who are all in advanced talks for renewal. I believe at the recording of this video, Pedri has already signed his, while Gavi and Eric Garcia remain in talks. So, speaking of Eric Garcia's extension, this does kind of blur the line between this recent rumors with Marcus Rashford and Barcelona. Marcus Rashford has gotten interest from several teams, most notably FC Barcelona and Italian club Juventus, signing or most likely a loan to another team. There's been a falling out between the star player and Amorim. Obviously, he hasn't been at his star caliber these past couple of years, and Amorim feels like he is not giving enough during training. Just recently in an interview, the coach said that he would rather put in one of his own coaches who is in his 60s than put in Marcus Rashford if the player is not giving his all during trainings. A lot of people say that this might indicate that there will be issues with Marcus Rashford in the locker room or in trainings, issues with work ethic at another club. But I believe a lot of this just comes from this falling out. Marcus Rashford is young. He has proven that he has a very high ceiling. He's a very talented player. I would be very excited to have him at Barcelona either for very cheap or on loan, just to see if we can ignite some of that fire within him. It's something kind of like how we did Joao Felix last year, I believe. Unfortunately, every day the signing is looking a little bit more unlikely due to the extension of Eric Garcia, who was at the beginning of January believed to be one of those players exiting the club, and Ansu Fati's is completely convinced at staying at the club despite him getting very little minutes and him not looking like he's at the form to get very consistent minutes in our current attacking depth. Ansu Fati stays. I see a very difficult path for Rashford to join the club. I think it's very unlikely at the coming days. But if it does happen, I will update you. I believe it would be a great loan. I think we can really rejuvenate his career. Moving on a little bit from the transfer market, I want to talk a little bit about Barcelona's recent form. In the past few months, obviously, October was an amazing month. All wins throughout all competitions, including a 1 week span where we defeated Sevilla 5-1, FC Bayern Munich 4-1 with a hat trick by Rafinha, and against Real Madrid in La Liga 4-0 at the Bernabeu. Amazing month from Barcelona. Everybody had said that they pretty much won all competitions, including La Liga, in this month. Unfortunately, La Liga is a very, very long season, and as we can see in November, we kind of fell through with a couple of losses and a draw. specifically in La Liga. A really bad loss to Real Sociedad, a loss against Las Palmas at home, which is really bad, and a draw 2-2 to Celta Vigo. This kind of weird form continues in December as we're able to pull off wins against Mallorca and Dortmund. That Dortmund game was amazing, but still fall through in La Liga with a draw 2-2 against Real Betis, a loss at home against Leganes 0-1 and 1-2 to Atletico Madrid. It's very inconsistent form throughout these months. Tactically, it seems like a lot of the other teams have had enough film to defend against Flick's attack, as well as kind of countering the high line defense that he's employed. We really can't defend on one star player every game. Our wonder boy Lamine Yamal, obviously one of the best players in the world right now. He creates so many chances, and it really comes down to the finishers. And I believe a lot of this came down to Lewandowski and Rafinha not really pulling their weight. But January has seen a very, very different change of pace. Almost all wins except one draw against Getafe, 1-1 in La Liga, which is always a tough, tough matchup. I think that this is a great return to form. Like when Barcelona is playing at its best, it shows the potential to win everything. And I'm talking Champions League, I'm talking La Liga. It really has no competitors. The problem here is the consistency. We need players like Rafinha to step up. Obviously, Rafinha is looking like the Ballon d'Or favorite right now, especially in this recent stretch. But sometimes it just seems like he doesn't step up in the big moments and misses chances. He's my favorite player on the team, if I'm being honest. So I think he's definitely shown that he can lead this team. He just needs to step up. Another thing is the defense. A lot of defensive errors, specifically at the goalkeeper position. In La Liga games, we will need players like Ferran Torres to step up and get some minutes in. Lewandowski can't play every single game anymore. He's just not at that age. And the question really here is who's going to start in net? There's been a lot of people saying Iñaki Peña should get the starting job back, but it seems like Hansi Flick is really depending on Szczęsny to fill this role with his experience. But we can see from these previous games, I mean, first it started with the Supercopa de España against Real Madrid in the final. Szczęsny committing that fatal mistake against Mbappe, giving up a free kick that converts into a goal and a red card. Luckily enough, our attack had been enough to completely take the game out of Madrid's hands. You know, these mistakes continue from Szczęsny. While Iñaki Peña, while we might not see him as the most talented, he's definitely been the most consistent, especially during that October stretch that I recently mentioned. He really has stepped up. So I do have a question for you watching, for Culers especially. Should Szczęsny start at goalkeeper, or has Iñaki Peña earned the right to start? I feel like Szczęsny should keep getting a chance. I feel like he's got the experience. He just needs to fix those errors. But to the halfway point in the season, we are not in a spot where we can keep experimenting goalkeepers. So that part of me says Iñaki Peña, because of his consistency and also because of his youth, he can possibly develop and get better. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Should Szczęsny start or should Iñaki Peña start? All right, so I founded the Barca Report because I've been a FC Barcelona fan for a very long time. For the past few years, I've been very intent on watching games, on following the team, and it's, but I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of consumed me, and I'm using this as an outlet to start a conversation and create a very open environment. Whether you just started watching football, whether you just started being a Barcelona fan, I just want to create this space to have these conversations, for me to express these news, and to also develop a very digestible way to kind of consume this news. Maybe you're interested in getting more into soccer, but some of the stuff you're reading is, you know, a little bit too technical or something. I just wanted to start this project. Now, I do want to let y'all know about some of the future, hopefully, things that we develop at this channel. Obviously, we're going to be talking a lot about transfer rumors, updates regarding the transfer window, hopefully before January wraps up, or a little bit after the last day of the transfer window. I'll have a video up kind of analyzing and grading some of the moves by Barcelona, although there haven't really been many this January. and I can also discuss why that is. There's also squad updates regarding these contracts and extensions, what injuries look like, how we can expect game previews to go, some keys to the match, some game reviews after the games, reactions, and hopefully a monthly schedule review and prediction. Everybody has their opinions on how things are going to go, and I really want to kind of break down some of these matchups that are very important for the team. Hopefully in the future, live stream during games so that I can give reactions, maybe some merchandise giveaways. I'm digging into studying football tactics. Hopefully I'll have some tactical analysis, very digestible analysis, so that everybody can kind of understand and learn along with me. And hopefully some miscellaneous FC Barcelona content, maybe some history, some other projects in the future. I really appreciate whoever's watching this out there. Hopefully we get this ball rolling and I keep these uploads up. Thanks for joining the Barca Report. Feel free to like and subscribe. Thank you.